Those in power who have the ability to do so are using these allegations as an excuse to take away all of the things that we need to run a campaign. We are going to lose our ability to fundraise. We are going to lose our ability to access voter data. We are going to lose all of the things that any campaign needs on the basic level simply to function.
Well, Maine Democratic Senate nominee Graham Platner is out of the race. In that video posted last night, Platner not admitting to any of the sexual assault allegations against him, instead blaming his exit on the establishment party members turning on him. It comes on the heels of several controversies in his campaign, including scrutiny over past Reddit posts, a covered-up chest tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol, and a recent sexual assault allegation by an ex-girlfriend. Senior congressional correspondent Joe Khalil joins us live there in D.C. So, Joe, what has been the reaction to all of this there in Washington?
Well, look, obviously this was expected over the last couple of days that Platner would drop out, just given all of the pressure from very high-profile members of the party to do so. He did it officially last night. I shouldn't say officially. He hasn't done his paperwork yet, but he came out publicly with this announcement that he was going to drop. It was far from an apology, however. In fact, quite the contrary. He was pretty defiant. He firmly denies all the allegations that were made against him. He says that the reason he's being forced out right now is because of the political establishment that did not want someone like him, a progressive, to be the candidate on the ballot. He also said that it was in part the media, and that the scandal that came out now, the most recent allegation, was not coincidentally timed. He says just a week from now is that deadline where he would have to drop out. Again, he doesn't believe that that was a mere coincidence. He thinks that was an intentional move, he says in the video. Here is just another small part of this 11-minute post that he made last night.
We went toe-to-toe with one of the most entrenched political systems in the history of the world, and we won. We beat them on June 9th in overwhelming numbers. We did it the right way. We built a campaign. We engaged in electoral politics. We motivated people. We banded together. We did it the way that we were told we are supposed to make change. And we won. And now they are not going to let us have it. Not if it's me. And so we're suspending campaign operations.
And that tone in that small section we picked out is essentially the tone through the entire 11-minute video. Now, he and his campaign have been very much at odds with the Democratic Party of Maine as they now work through their process to try to pick whoever is going to be on the ballot to replace him. They have accused Graham Platner of being too heavy-handed and trying to influence who the party picks. And that fight has not been a private one. It has very much spilled out publicly.
All right, so, Joe, what do we know about potential replacements and the looming deadline to figure it all out?
So, Nichole, Monday is the day. That's the moment when Platner has to officially withdraw his name. He hasn't done so yet. Again, obviously, he said that he would in that video last night. So the Maine Democratic Party now says they're going to be hosting a convention at the end of this year, or excuse me, end of this month, where they will pick the person who is going to replace Graham Platner. That means there are going to be hundreds of party members, and that could be party leaders, it could be elected officials, volunteers, all in one room, and they will ultimately vote on who becomes their nominee to take on Susan Collins. Now, we don't know specifics about what this is going to look like exactly. In a typical nominating convention, you get speeches, you may get several different votes before narrowing it down to one person. A lot of campaigning and jockeying for each camp. But this is pretty old school. This is the way that nominees used to get chosen regularly. Now we have the primary system. So Maine Democrats deciding that is going to be the best and most democratic way to move forward in replacing Platner.
All right, Joe Khalil live for us there in D.C. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.